I would imagine I am live at this point. Hello. It is Monday, and that means it's Monday Musing, and I'm going to be doing my virtues pick for the week, looking for and calling for an angel of virtue to support humanity. And every week, that's kind of the same focus. I feel like that's the point. So instead of choosing a focus every week, it's going to be what will help humanity move through this time, move through transitions, move into the next state of being, whatever that may be. So you can see here, I've got the Virtues Project website dialed up here at virtuesproject.com. I've got my screen, there we go. I'll just show you the whole page so I can be completely respectful. This is the Virtues Project website, and here you can see there's a little icon here that says do a virtues pick. This is a free app that's available right now while this website is live. I know they're in the process of redoing the website. So this app is a direct link to 100 cards. And when you click it, it randomly will present one of the 100. So this is as random as it gets, but it's amazing how relevant and helpful. And anyway, so without further ado, I would like to call in Virtue to help guide us for this coming week. Today is the 12th of April. Charity. Wow. Just let me adjust the visual here. Comes up for me, and ask a few questions for journaling purposes and for your thoughtfulness this week. Charity is a giving heart, a generous way of viewing others and caring for their needs. Unless we are charitable, no matter how much excellence we acquire, it is without purpose. Excuse me. Charity springs from compassion for the suffering of others, even those we don't know. Charity moves us, and we respond to their needs, giving help and kindness. We make a genuine difference in their lives. When we are charitable, we don't judge others. We give them the benefit of the doubt. Charity is caring made manifest. It begins with those closest to us and includes ourselves. Charity creates a circle of love. And on the back of the card, there's a quote by Corinthians, not by, but in the Holy Bible, Corinthians 13:4. And now abideth faith, hope, and charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. The practice of charity, I feel compassion for the suffering of others. I share what I have. I give generously. I withhold judgments. I give others room for mistakes. When I see a need, I take action to help. I'm thankful for the gift of charity. It makes my life a blessing. It makes other lives a blessing too, but yeah. Okay, so, charity. Well, they do say that when we are in service for others, that it actually benefits us. It helps us get out of our own, depressions and anxieties and get away from the thoughts in our own heads. Sometimes it's the best medicine is to go and be of service, go be helpful to others. And that really jumped out at me here. Also, that line about beginning with those closest to us and including ourselves. And I think that's a really critical point at this point, April 12th, 2021. We are literally breaking out of the conditioning that we generations and generations of people have been held under. This be a good girl, don't be a girl for the boys. All of these conditionings that we're recognizing now have been so toxic and have actually added to a deprivation of mental health, a concern for mental health, when we don't really understand how to be with one another, how to be charitable, how to give service, how to offer our kindness and our considerations to others without overriding or burdening or bullying. Or, there's and depending on the individual and what the situation is, there's definitely ways that can turn on and off our appreciation for charity. There's nothing worse when you're in need to have someone say, I can help you, but first I want this from you. So when there's a condition set up for the help, it's not helpful. So charity to me is, it's bigger than the idea of gifting money and providing charity to those who need. For me, charity is a presence of heart. It's a presence of mind. It's a way of being with others. And in terms of my intention for this pick today, what a great angel of virtue to show up to help guide us through this week. Now, I'm not looking for issues to bring me opportunity to practice charity. So I just want to state that. Thank you. But I do want to be looking at all of the ways that charity and the mindset of charity sets up conditions for health and healing. So that's me. One of the things, I just want to keep this really, really short today, but one of the things I do want to touch on, I just finished listening or on a live broadcast with Brené Brown on Instagram this morning. She was on with, I don't want to mess up the name, so forgive me. But she was talking about the need for conditions that help protect vulnerability, systems and conditions to help bring out the best in us. And it occurs to me that the work we're doing with the Virtues Project is definitely one of those that Brené Brown is looking for. And I'm starting up a program on Wednesday called How Are You Really? It is exactly what Brené was saying this morning. She mentioned how opportunities to practice vulnerability and authenticity need to be made because people have not been raised to be authentic or vulnerable. We've actually been taught and conditioned out of that. And so we don't have safe places, and we don't really understand the nature of communication within our, family circles and friend circles. We don't necessarily understand what it means to hold space for someone. And if we can do it for others, that's wonderful. Who's doing it for you? And where do you feel safe to really speak your truth? Do you have a place where you can feel safe to really speak your truth? So that's what's at the heart of this program I'm starting up on Wednesday. It's called How Are You Really? And it's designed to open sacred space, hold presence for an individual, practice deep and meaningful listening, but also practice authenticity and vulnerability in sharing our story. So just really quickly, we start with 15 minutes in a big circle. We do a sacred opening, and then we pick up virtue, which is the focus, the lens that we put on for that particular meeting. Then we go into breakout rooms for 90 minutes. And in those small breakout rooms, which will be the same every week, you have an opportunity to take 15 minutes or less to tell your story and have the other circle members really listen. And at the end of the storying, your job is just to say, I have spoken, and your listeners give you feedback. They mirror back to you the virtues they've seen in what you've shared. So there's no shaming, blaming, there's no criticizing, but there's also no rescuing. There's no resourcing. There's no guidance in terms of what your directions or next step. There's no advising. All we're there for is to be a witness and to hold space and be present for one another. And there, honestly, I don't know if there's a bigger charity that we can offer. You know, there's a quote somewhere on one of these cards that says that the greatest gift we can give is to listen. And there's also another quote that suggests that listening someone into their own truth is the highest form of service you can offer, the highest gift that you can give. So today, you know, I just want to offer up a couple of questions now before I wrap this up. How does charity speak to you today? What's strong about charity in your life? What's weak? What can you do to help bring a charity mindset to what you're doing this week? Or how will charity help to guide you through whatever directions you need support on this week? So remember, action inertia is all about getting present with what is most important. And that's the relationship within ourselves and the ability to respond ably. And that responding ably is really kind of sometimes cloaked in that inertia piece. Inertia meaning stuck, stopped, not moving, neutral, in the middle, paused, and not for applause, stuck. Okay, so I'll see you on Friday, and have a great week, and may charity support you all the way and remind you of how wonderful and what a blessing you are to others. Okay, thanks for being here.